Hi, and welcome back to Plastic Models by Regular Dude, and my next project, the Academy 148 scale Republic P-47N Thunderbolt. Today we're going to take a look at my next project, this Academy 148 scale P-47N Thunderbolt. First things first, credit where credit's due. Special thanks to my friend Keith Short for hooking me up with this kit. I had mentioned that I was thinking about building a P-47, and poof, he hooks me up with this one. So Keith, if you're watching, thanks amigo, I appreciate it. The plan for the video series for this kit is to do kind of a step-by-step / summary kind of thing. So what I'll do is I'll work on a step. If I run into anything that I feel needs actual demonstration or closer scrutiny, I will show that on video. Otherwise, I'll pretty much just work on a step or a series of steps and then kind of summarize what I did, what went on, how it went together, and so forth. I'll probably spend a little more time on the paint because I'm going to be doing a metal finish on this, and I don't do those very often. It's not, any kind of strange thing for me because I have done a few, but it's not something I do very frequently, so I'll probably talk about that a little bit. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the particulars of this kit. According to ScaleMates, the Academy 148 scale Republic P-47N Thunderbolt kit number 2155 was a new tool kit in 1996. In looking at the product timeline for this kit, there are a few different entries. We've got Academy, Academy Minicraft, Italeri, Edward, and Wolfpack. So the differences are quite a few. A lot of them are just new box, but there's new decals, there's a few new parts. But in the actual Academy boxings, we have the new tool in 1996. Then in 2002, we have new decals. And then in 2012, we have new box again. Then in 2021, yet another new box. Now, the one in 2012 and the one in 2021 are the more modern Academy boxes that has like the little black triangle up in the corner that gives the scale and the name of the aircraft. Otherwise, it's all pretty much the same plastic. As far as the other kits go, I think a lot of them are just going to be like a change of parts, decals, stuff like that, but I'm not going to get into all those. Just as far as the Academy kits go, this is the first one, and again, it was new tool in 96. So, typical box, got the artwork on top, some illustrations of the actual built model on the sides, replication on the top. Now this one has a little sticker on it, says distributed by Minicraft Models Incorporated, Torrance, California, the zip code. So that's kind of interesting. On the side, another illustration of the built model, different languages, blah blah blah. It's a box. So let's open it up. Inside we have instructions, and we have 3 bags of sprues. One of the bags has the decals in it. So let's take a look at the instructions first, then we'll cut into the bags and see what's going on there. Instructions, Republic P-47N Thunderbolt, all in English here, which is interesting. Maybe it's because this is an older kit, but it is all in English on this instruction booklet, so that's kind of interesting. And it just gives information about the aircraft here. It's a map fold kind of thing, and the instructions seem to be very basic. Not a whole lot of parts. Start with the cockpit like usual on an aircraft kit. Then the fuselage halves, wings, blah blah blah. I don't foresee a whole lot of time building this, but you never know. But, you know, pretty decent illustrations, no verbiage. I mean, just engine, gunmetal. Doesn't really see flat black, interior green. So it doesn't really get into, let's see, yeah, well, we'll get to that. Shows the different things that have to be painted, that kind of stuff. And then we have the last step 9. So 9 total build steps. Fuel tanks and armaments assembly. And it looks like we have a few different things. We've got some rocket launchers, 500-pound and 1,000-pound bombs, 75-gallon fuel tank, 150-gallon fuel tank, 108 reinforced paper fuel tank. So I'll kind of have to look and see what this aircraft actually had, because it only has one set of decals, so it's probably pretty specific. But then this is kind of nice, gives a nice little illustration of where everything goes on the wing on the wing pylon mount, so that's kind of cool. And then we have the painting and decal placement. We got yellow, olive drab, and silver basically for the aircraft itself. Then it shows, you know, decal placement on the various tanks and bombs. Then right down here we have our color callouts. Now that's in different languages. We got English, French, German, Spanish, and Italian, and they're pretty basic: black, silver, gunmetal, red, yellow, blue, green, brown. So really, really basic. So I'm kind of curious as to what is brown. Probably something in the cockpit. But anyway, there's that. And then the back shows an illustration, the parts locating diagram. All right. Copyright Academy, Plastic Model Company Limited. So there you go. That's the instructions. Pretty basic. Okay, the first bag has sprue A, which is the fuselage halves, landing gear stuff, the clear sprue, and the decals. So let's look at the decals first. I normally save those for last, but there's only one small sheet here, so let's take a look at them. All right, so they're very, very thin. Not much in the way of carrier film. So hopefully, if these decals work, because they are quite old, they should look very good on here. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But anyway, it's got you know, a bunch of stencil stuff for the bombs and the fuel tanks. You know, just real basic set of decals. They look pretty good. They all seem to be in register. Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about. Must be in-house Academy Minicraft decals. But man, they're really super thin. So that's kind of cool. Hopefully these will work. Okay, here we got our clear parts. They look pretty good. No scratches. A little bit of scratching there, but not too bad. Looks like we got some lights, wingtip lights in the windscreen and the bubble top canopy, but looks pretty good. So not a lot to talk about there. That's sprue E. Okay, now we got sprue B here, and made in Korea. One interesting note, though, this is a 96 release, but the copyright on the box is 95, so that must have been when they finalized all the design of it and stuff. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. Okay, so we got the wings here, sprue B. The difference between these wings and the typical P50 or P-47 wings are these clipped tips here. Usually they go out a little bit further and are rounded, but these are chopped down. Now this is engraved detail, and it's very fine. Looks pretty nice, not overdone. These little panels here are raised, so I'm thinking we got some pretty good weathering opportunities for this metal finish. Now here's something that's nice as well. When I glue these wings together, all I got to do is make sure they're glued up nicely on the edges, and I can sand those babies smooth because there's no panel lines looping around the front of the wing, so that'll be kind of nice for a change. But anyway, they look really good. Detail in the gear base seems adequate. I've been building a lot of my aircraft gear up lately, but this one is going to be geared down so it can sit on a shelf. Next we have sprue C, and I realize that some of it's out of frame, but that's because I want to keep it zoomed in. Yeah, sprue C. We got the seat back here, or the seat back. The pilings. A lot of engraved detail. Sometime on pilings and stuff, they don't have very much detail on them. These have some pretty nice detail, and again, it's engraved detail, so that's gonna make for some nice, nice weathering. We got the cowling here is a two-piece job, so hopefully that shouldn't be too difficult to clean up. These right here are the go in the front of the wings where the machine guns are. Got the radial engine. We've got some machine gun detail on the inside. I think you can pose the gun bays open where the ammo is loaded and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think I'm going to be messing with that. It's all going to be closed up, so I may not even put that stuff in there unless it's necessary for structural. And then we've got the instrument panel here. There's no instrument panel decals that I saw, and I'm basically going to paint that and dry brush it because it's going to be inside. I've read that the details on the cockpit are very slim and maybe inaccurate as well. Inside of a cockpit, not that big of an opening, so I'm not that concerned about it. When you look in there, you know, it's going to have a closed canopy anyway, probably. And at least there'll be the appearance of something going on in there. Then we have the horizontal stabilizers, again nicely molded, blah blah blah. Gun sight, tail wheel, seat. These are the machine gun access on the wings. Just a lot of little parts there. So that is sprue C. Then we have two sprues D, and they are identical. And we have the rocket pods. We've got antenna, the drop tanks, rockets, bombs, wheels, mounting points for the ordnance. So just some basic stuff there. Looks pretty good. Not too much to talk about there, but again, the detail looks nice. This has some nice ribbed detail on the back there. Very fine seam / panel line there. These are smooth, except for the seam around the edge, but they look good. Perfectly adequate. The fins on the bombs, they aren't too bad for this scale. Sometimes they can be a little thick, kind of wonky looking, but these don't look too bad. As far as flash on the kit, I'm not seeing much. The first I've seen actually is right here. Okay, that's not, I mean, it's nothing that can't be fixed, but not very much in the way of flash. And we also have fully inflated tires and weighted tires, so that's kind of nice as well. All right, so that's two sprues D. Well, there you have it. That's pretty much it. That's everything in the box. Not a whole lot of parts. I think I read that it's 111 parts, and a lot of those, I shouldn't say a lot, but some of those won't be used because it's you know, extra ordnance and stuff, and then the extra wheels. So I would say probably actual parts going on the kit would be somewhere around 100, maybe even a little less, but not a whole lot. From the stuff I've read, it's a good kit. really decent detail on the outside, kind of lacking on the cockpit, but you know, aftermarket stuff I'm sure is available for that. There are also, you know, aftermarket decals available, I'm sure, but I'm sticking with everything from the box. This one's going to be totally 100% from the box. No extra stuff. I'm probably not even going to worry about a masking set for the windscreen, because I've gotten pretty handy with the masking tape and I may be able to swing that, so we'll see. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining me here for the introduction, part 1 of the Academy 148 scale P-47N Thunderbolt. I hope you'll stick around for the rest of the series. If you have any questions, comments, hints, tips, concerns, any experience with this kit or one similar to it, I'd like to hear about it in the comments section down below. So, I guess that's it for now. Thanks for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude, and until next time, I will see you all later.